late, and we knew that other activities was going on, and get home and time to study and get in bed at a decent hour, and it allowed a little more time for us to take pictures or talk rather than trying to do it in the meeting. So with that being said, I would like to welcome all of you tonight, and something we look forward to every month that school is in. So I think we do it 9 months out of the year. We try to recognize the students that the school brings to us from Lee, and it's time for us to congratulate the kids and our school system, both the children, the students, the parents, the grandparents, aunts and uncles, all of them who participate, along with our faculty at the schools. The schools are something we're very proud of, and we hope to for that to go for a long time. And if it wasn't for the involvement we have with the community, I do not believe our system would be what it is today. And so thank all of you for what you're doing. We're going to momentarily, I'll move to the front. The council members will move to the back. We will start with kindergartners, and I'll get the help from the staff here to make sure that we come up. I'll call them up to the front. We'll stand there for a moment. If they'll want to take a picture, we will give you a couple, opportunity to take the photograph. We'll come by the city clerk here. She'll give them a little present. They walk along the front here, come down this side, and we'll go from the kindergarten up through the 6th grade, and then we will recess a few minutes before the council meeting, but there'll be plenty of time for us to sit, talk, take pictures, or answer any questions we may have. So thank all of you for coming, and I'm going to go to the front. Council members, y'all got any comments while I move over here real quick? You're welcome to make those. We installed a new sound system here a while back, and it has really given us fits. 1 minute we're blasting out of there, and the next moment y'all can't hear us. So hopefully it'll perform correctly tonight. Okay, starting with kindergarten. Our first recipient tonight is Hadley Kaiser. Hadley? Congratulations. There you go. Turn around, let Mom take a picture of us. Right here. You got it? Right there. Go on around. There you go. I would hope so.
Congratulations.
Okay, next, Aubrey Smith. Aubrey? Hey, she comes. Congratulations. Turn around, let Daddy get that picture of it. Right here, turn around this page. Good job. Congratulations. Come around here. Right here. Right here by her. Right here? Yes, that's yours. It's yours. There you go. Okay, next, Sophia Singh. Sophia. Hello. Congratulations. You turn around and let Mom get a picture of us. Right here. Right here. There you go. There we go. Let's get you another prize. There you go. And then go right on there. Yeah, you left. There you go.
Way to go. Good job.
Okay, first grade, Paisley Bridges. Paisley. Congratulations. Here, you take this right here. Let get a picture right here of us. Okay, good. Let's finish up here and meet you on the side, okay? There you go. Good job. Leslie Pickens. Leslie? Hey. There you go, Miss Leslie.
Nice job.
Rosalia Moore. Congratulations. There you go. Here you are. Okay, second grade, Declan Overstreet. Declan. Congratulations, buddy. There you go. Man, you got a lot more energy than the rest of us. Let's mom get a picture of us. Turn around right here. Okay, next, Braden Tucker. Congratulations, Braden. You want to turn around and let mom get a picture of us? Hold it. Why don't you hold us? There you go. Okay, Margot Gunter. Congratulations. You want to turn around and let mama take a picture of us there? Okay, moving to the third grade, Kendallin Gunter. Kendallin. And in the fourth grade, our last recipient tonight is Caden Lynn. Okay, we think with ball season, we had a few less recipients tonight than usual, and it moved a little faster than we usually do. So we're a little ahead of schedule tonight. So we're going to spare y'all having to stay and listen to the board and council meeting, which I know none of y'all want to do. I don't want to stay myself most of the time, but anyway, thank all of you for coming, and we really do mean what we say. We appreciate what y'all do and help the school be what it is. Y'all are welcome to stay, or you're welcome to have some pictures with me or any of the other council members here. But other than that, thank y'all for coming, and congratulations to all the winners. Thank y'all. Have a good night. Brandon done the pledge and the prayer 2 or 3 times over the last 5.
I'll find it.
Y'all ready? Ready. Good afternoon or good evening. I'd like to call the Satsuma City Council to order for our regular meeting of Tuesday, March the 18th, 2025. Just a quick reminder, if you got cell phones, either turn them to off or to silent, and so they won't interrupt our meeting. Most of you know we always start our meeting with an invocation, and we alternate that. And tonight we're going to ask Councilman Skelton. So momentarily, I'm going to ask that you stand and for the invocation and remain standing for the pledge to follow. Mr. Skelton, ready?
Let us pray. Dear God, we thank you for today, Lord, and we ask that you watch over us and guide us as we handle business of the city. Lord, we also ask that you watch over our first responders and keep them safe and lead, guide, and direct them in all that they do. Lord, we ask that you be with those who have lost loved ones in the past couple of weeks. Just put your hand of sympathy on them and let them know that you'll never leave them nor forsake them. And God, just continue to keep us safe, and we'll give you all the glory. In Jesus' name, amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Skelton. Jessica, could you give us a roll call, please?
Present.
Councilmember Butler. Councilmember Skelton.
Present.
Councilmember Reese.
Present.
Councilmember Phillips.
Here.
Mayor Barlow.
Here. Please let the record reflect all the elected officials are here with the exception of Mr. Butler. Also yourself, the city attorney, Mr. Minus, along with various department heads who are in attendance. Next on our list for the agenda is the approval of the agenda for tonight's meeting. We emailed this out yesterday.
I make a motion we approve as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Reese, seconded by Mr. Skelton and Mr. Little to approve the agenda as distributed. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Next, we have the approval of our minutes from the past meeting of March the 3rd, 2025. Minutes were emailed also yesterday. They should be in your packet. Y'all had a chance to look over those. Are there any corrections, additions, deletions? If not,
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the regular meeting of March 3rd. Second.
motion made by Mr. Little, seconded by Mr. Phillips to approve the minutes as distributed from the past meeting. Any discussion? All of those in favor signify by aye.
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 Okay, moving on to recognitions. Number 6, tonight at 6 p.m. we had the recognition of various students from Robert E. Lee, where we had them and gave them their award and their prize, and so it was a nice event, and we congratulate all the recipients of those awards. Moving to visitors, number 7, the first on the list is Ms. Sheila Walters. And Ms. Walters, I see you and Mr. Walters back there. Would you like to come forward just for the record and state your request?
Good evening. My name is Sheila Walters. I live at 5669 Laurel Drive in Satsuma. I'm here requesting the women, I'm here representing Women's Club of Satsuma. Our club is asking for the City Council to waive the rental and cleaning fee for Steel Creek Lodge for the Gator Guys Luncheon on May the 13th and the Thanksgiving lunch on November the 2nd. Gator Guys is our annual luncheon for the Satsuma High School boys, and our Thanksgiving, all of our Thanksgiving lunch proceeds go to the scholarship fund. Last year, we gave a $500 scholarship to one girl and one boy graduating from Satsuma High School. This year, we plan on giving $1,000 scholarships to each. We would greatly appreciate your support in waiving all or at least some of these fees. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Walters. I did have on the agenda tonight for the waiver of the fees for May the 3rd,
Yeah,
but you also are requesting for
the second as well,
What is
November
that on
2nd.
the second?
the Thanksgiving lunch.
Oh, yeah.
And that is, we do that, and that, all of that money goes to the scholarship fund. Anything that we get, we make that day goes to that scholarship fund. So it goes back to those high school kids.
Right.
I'll put that in the motion, Mayor.
Okay, I know the 13th, I know we looked yesterday to make sure that was clear, but can I get you to hold just for a second? Do we
See if that
verify
other
on the
date's
11th?
clear.
Yeah,
I'll have to look at my book, see if it's rented.
November the 2nd,
On a
which would be the
Sunday?
first
It's a
Sunday.
Sunday.
in
Yes, a
Nov-
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday lunch.
Check my lodge book.
Is that the one you always sell the tickets to?
Yeah, we sell the tickets for that.
Right, I don't think there's any opposition, we just got to make sure
Yeah, I understand that.
that we didn't have it on our agenda,
Yeah,
so
I
we hadn't
didn't.
checked the date.
And that was my fault. I did not realize I could do both of them at one time. I thought I was gonna have to come back.
You might
Well, I
not
tell
have
you
to
what,
come back.
right, we're gonna probably do the motion pending that
Pending,
we
that's
don't
what I
have
was
a
gonna say,
rental on
pending.
that day.
All right, that's fine. I don't have
Okay.
a problem with that.
Now, I think Mr. Phillips is making a motion to allow the women's club to have the requested date of 5/13/25
In May?
for their boys' Gator luncheon, which is an annual luncheon, and I think the same day the girls have it at the
It
library
is.
next door.
Well, it usually is.
And then on November the 2nd, 2025, which is a Sunday, they're requesting their Thanksgiving luncheon, which we've given in the past, but right now we got to,
Just pending if that
Yeah.
date's open.
is,
Yeah.
we'll make a motion to allow the women's club to use the facility, and of course, you will be responsible for cleaning it and having it back in the condition it was if we do that.
Understand that.
So move.
Well, do I have a second to Mr. Phillips' motion?
Second.
Mr. Little has seconded the motion. Is there any discussion from,
Okay, so y'all are gonna clean it?
Yeah.
Okay, for both of those, okay.
We'll do that.
That was my only question.
no other questions? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. You got it?
Thank you very
Yes,
much.
thank you. Y'all have a good night. Good seeing you, Mr. Walters. And Ms. Levine, is that what you're here for also for the women's club, or you got something else? Okay, all right. You're welcome. We appreciate the scholarships and all that you give. All right. Next, we have Brooke Smith. Ms. Smith, would you mind coming up and also stating your name and address and the purpose in your request?
Hey, I'm Brooke Smith. I'm the assistant director at the Mom's Day out at Satsuma First Baptist. I'm just asking if we could have a petting zoo at the park for our annual end of the year party. We usually do it in the backfield of the church, but we're gonna try to switch it over and let the kids do the splash pad in the park and then the petting zoo. We're just asking if that's okay with you guys.
I personally don't see a problem with it. Hopefully it'll be good, and
Yeah.
we like to see the park used, and that park is used, there
Yeah.
ain't no doubt, so. Y'all, anybody have any issues with them on that?
Is there a permit for that or anything, or just you rent the
Yeah.
group and then they have their own permit type thing?
Yeah, we'll
We don't
call
really
and get the-
require usually a permit for any, like a
Where
school.
was they planning on setting
bring
up the pet
stuff
zoo
out
at?
to
I would
the
think,
school.
like the little, like closer to the ball field where there's like that green area.
But not on the ball field?
No.
Yeah.
Like in, like there's like,
In between, like, the tennis courts over.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that-
there's like a little bitty playground for like the 2 and under, and then like right behind that, though, the kids aren't like walking too far away from the play area. So the kids really like it. The animals are contained. They're not like free range animals, and the guy comes every year for it. That's
So
all.
much fun.
Yeah. And then a tiny request if maybe we could waive the fee for the pavilions for that day. For the church.
Well, we have to, once again, now, I didn't know we were asking for that. We
Oh,
have to
I thought I put
verify
it in
that
the-
it is open.
Yeah,
that
I
day
thought I
first.
put it in there. I'm sorry.
I have it open in both pavilions if she needs them, because it's during the day on
Yeah.
Thursday.
And it'll be early.
It would be very slim, but sure as I said, yes, without
And I made
checking.
sure it didn't conflict with, I think the pre-K at Satsuma, or Lee is also renting the pavilions like the couple days before, so I made sure it wasn't on the same day as theirs. So.
Well, thank you for checking for us. Got that taken care of. Okay, does council have any other questions for Ms. Smith, or is that, y'all are okay with the, them using for the event? Okay. Chris, please make sure that Dennis is aware of the Parks Department so they can make preparations for them to be there on that day. Thank you.
Thank you.
You got it?
Yes.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the next person we have on the list is Aaron from Wilkins and Miller. Aaron, you want to come forward and we can get y'all out of here maybe at a decent hour.
Good evening, everybody. I'm going to make this one quick since we went through the preliminary draft the end of January, early February, but just to update for what the changes are, if you go to page 4, the statement of net position, and so this is our full accrual balance sheet. The item that we were still pending related to the accrued expenses, and it was mostly related to the way in the payroll system, the automatic charges are processed and distributed out through for health insurance, retirement plan, and it's the employee portion, so the city's portion. It was all go into a liability fund. And so that's why when the payments were made, they were all going there. We had to allocate those out to the departments they belong to. And for some reason in the payroll system, it cleared out those departments. So we worked with Brittany and Jessica to get the proper department allocations in there for that fiscal year so that we could allocate that out. And that was approximately $350,000 between health insurance, 401k, and some of the payroll liabilities. And so that is the change. The result of that change being now the change in net position on page 5 for the governmental activities being a positive $140,000 increase in the net position of the governmental activities, which is the city and its departments, the business type activities being the water and sewer board. So that's really it, that changed. And we'll work with Jessica and Brittany, and we probably need to do some sort of IT assessment, make sure we've got all the updates and everything's flowing correctly and it doesn't clear itself out after every payroll like it was doing, but that would be my suggestion on that piece, and just making sure we can check that and probably make those allocations every month. That way it's not something we're having to do at the end of the year.
Thank you.
Okay. Any questions from the council regarding Aaron? And you got your letters?
Yes, and
Okay.
So at the conclusion of the audit, we have the letter to the mayor and the council, just regarding the audit process. We performed the audit. The audit's going to be dated today. We'll send out an electronic copy so it can be uploaded to everyone that needs it. There were no new accounting policies that were adopted during the year. The estimates that are in place didn't change. Those are related to depreciation, compensated absences, amortization, and the pension liability. We do have some adjustments that are that we proposed during the audit, and those are attached here, and then we'll get with Jessica and getting those posted to the accounts. We didn't have any disagreements, and we're not aware of any consultations with any other accounting firms, again, about matters that we're not aware of. No findings outside of what, we've already talked about with the accounts. And related to the required supplementary information, there was no issues with that. And so everything is there. And at the end of the audit package is the internal control report. It's the last 4 pages. And so it's the internal control report. The finding in there is just related to the adjustments, and it's a similar finding where we are gonna get a process in place to kind of get a checklist, get these payroll adjustments addressed. And then there's also the schedule of prior findings, which shows the correction action that was taken related to the grants and you guys putting in place those capitalization and other policies that were necessary for the grantors.
And you think we have everything in place for the bond restructuring to move forward for our meeting next week?
I know Mr. Young wants a copy of these once we get the electronic to put in there, so we'll see if he needs anything else from our side with that.
We certainly appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, anyone else come before the council before we go into regular order? But we appreciate the others of you who are attending tonight. Thank you. I'm sure we'll be in touch, Aaron. Thank you. Moving on now to number 8, which is for reports and announcements from the mayor and council. Starting with the mayor's reports, obviously, as I say every week, we express condolences to some of our residents or their family members in the passing since our last meeting, and seems like we have that every council meeting. I would say, point out that the Swamp Fest event that was held Saturday was a week ago. Turned out very nice. I'd like to thank all of those who participated, took part, planned, worked on it in any way, who came and helped and or even came and helped purchase things and sponsor it. So Mr. President, I was here, so I think we lucked out on the weather from what we were expecting and what we actually had. That's right. The event, car show was all very good. Also happening on that same day, which was Saturday the 8th, was the opening day for the boys' baseball, which I think we're back, if I understand right, over 180 boys are playing in the boys' baseball this year. And following Saturday, or this past Saturday, we had the girls was scheduled for their opening day, but due to the weather we had over the weekend, it was moved to Sunday. And I understand there are well over 180 girls participating in that. So our parks have been really busy here for the last couple of weeks, and glad to see the baseball season, their numbers coming back up. I'd like to remind the council that we will have the bid opening and scheduled for Thursday morning at 10 a.m. here for the I-65 Service Road, the South Oak and West Oak project. So hopefully by our next meeting, we'll have that ready to award those bids will be tabulated and ready to award. I know those residents over there are certainly ready for that. If you haven't gone by and looked at the concrete that we poured at the C field at Wright Park, try to go by and look and see what you think about that. I would like for us to be able to do the D field in the not too distant future, if y'all are okay with that. But we probably need to put some covering over that too, because it's for the rain and for this hot sun that like we had on Sunday. Last week, 3 of us attended the NLC conference in Washington, myself, Mr. Little, Mr. Phillips. It was a very good conference. We enjoyed it. Learned a lot. So I just wanted to report that it was a good, informative event. The Lions Club has requested a boot or a bucket drop for May the 3rd. They're wanting to do it at Juniper Avenue at the Thomas Powers 043 area. So I just wanted to make the council aware of that. Chief, on the CPR, did you ever get a count of how many people were instructed that was on that? All the city employees did. Okay, we did that, and also the AED familiarization. Okay, I do think we'll have an expense of $20 a card for the members of everybody who took it, and I told the employees I did not see the council having a problem with that.
Is everybody walking around saying, staying alive, staying alive?
Another one bites the dust.
Okay.
And along that, the employees, our Employee Health Day that they have every year is scheduled for the 27th, which I believe that's, what is that date on? A week from, it's Thursday week. And that will be here for the benefits and all. Hopefully we'll have good participation in that. Thursday night, we have the military band, the naval band to perform at Satsuma High School. That will be at 6 p.m., is that correct? 6 p.m., and the council agreed on purchasing of a meal for them. Did you get an expense of that, so the council will have a knowledge of who it was from?
Did we kind of find out about those numbers? How,
Yes, we're going to feed the crew, and it winded up being right at 40 people. They requested something, I guess, more like a hot bar, so PS Taco came in at the lowest at $5.80, and that was for 45. We went ahead and did it for 45 people.
Thank you for doing that. I'm glad it worked out. Did they say there was like a dress code for, because I went and got myself a ticket, but I didn't know if like.
Morgan's talked to the band director more than I have. I can ask her and see.
That's okay.
Okay, moving on. Also on Thursday night is the municipal dinner. Have court on Thursday. We'll have a special water board meeting on Monday night to try to follow up on some of the projects that we have going on there. So those are the main things that I wanted to address with the council tonight, to keep them informed on what we're doing and what's coming up. If there's any questions, I certainly will take them at this time. If there are no questions from the council, we will move on to B, Public Services, with Mr. Little.
Mayor, I just wanted to thank the city for allowing me to make the trip to Washington. It was very informative, and, you know, talking face-to-face to our legislators, I think maybe hopefully it'll help us in the future. But it was very informative, and like you say, being right there with them, it was a very nice time. So thanks for that. And I wanted to mention, I was down at the senior building. We've got a few lights out. I don't know if you're aware of that or not. Some in the main big area in there, just check on that and see. But other than that, I think that's all.
Okay. You got that, Chris, for the checking? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Little. Mr. Butler is out. Under Public Safety, we had two chiefs here. I don't know of any major things that we have going, kind of quiet. We'll fill y'all in. The cameras that we have got have really paid off for us. I will say that for the police department. And I think Chief Caldwell's getting his feet on the ground and making a list of all of our assets that we have there and what we got and what's good and what might be needed. And so appreciate y'all doing that, man. Moving on to administration, Mr. Skelton.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw out there that we attended the South Alabama Regional Planning Commission meeting last Friday, and it was pretty informative about some of the stuff they're doing down at the port and some of the other opportunities that are available out there right now. But that was a pretty good meeting.
Good.
So I appreciate that opportunity. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Skelton. Moving to Parks, Ms. Reese.
Well, I attended the dinner on Thursday night for SARPC, and that was a lovely time. So always enjoy doing that when I get the opportunity. That's all.
Thank you, Ms. Reese. Moving to Public Works, Mr. Phillips.
Mayor, I also want to follow up with what you and Councilman Little said about the conference in Washington. I also appreciate the opportunity of attending, and one of the things I really enjoyed there, we were able to sit and listen to J.D. Vance give a speech on affordable housing, and I thought that was very educational too. And that's all I have tonight, Mayor.
Okay. We have, we'll go from announcements into items for discussion and/or consideration. A is payment of the bills.
Make a motion, we pay our bills in the amount of $110,749.97.
Second.
On a motion, is there any, there's a motion made by Mr. Skelton, second by Ms. Reese to pay the bills. I think it was $110,749. 97.10. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Moving to B is, D has already been, I think we've taken care of it, so we just need to do it in the form of a motion now. Discussion and consideration of accepting the audit of fiscal year '24.
I make the motion.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Reese, seconded by Mr. Skelton to accept the audit in its final form as presented tonight. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
And I think we have the executive session that we, is that on your agenda?
Yes, sir, and then the, scheduling a workshop was your next thing.
I don't
Let's go ahead
see,
and schedule a workshop.
that is not on this paper.
It's not. We'll have
So I didn't accept,
It's on one I got, one it ain't. I think the ones outside is on.
We will need an executive session tonight for a moment to advise the council of a pending possible legal matter.
do we amend the agenda?
It's on there.
We don't,
Is your
I
copy
can go
on there?
grab you an agenda, but those didn't get swapped out to the,
Uh,
it's just an executive session and scheduling the workshop.
Mr. Butler, who had requested a workshop, unfortunately wasn't able to attend tonight to discuss what he wanted to do. So we,
Oh, here's executive session?
if y'all are still okay with it, the workshop, there's a water board meeting is, I think this week is going to be out. It's already been pretty full. Next week, Monday night is a water board meeting. Tuesday night's 25th. Mr. Phillips said he couldn't do. 26th is a Wednesday. What's the pleasure of the council for a workshop?
So I can do any night but the 25th.
All right, if we move it past next week, it's gonna be on, the following week is already pretty full. That week, we got Key Kids Council, Planning Board, and Board of Adjustments all the following week, so I hate to say it, I recommend that we try, if y'all wanna do a workshop,
Wednesday's not gonna be good either.
all right, well, Mr. Phillips,
Wednesday's fine with me.
well, but Mr. Little said it's really not good for him, though,
Oh,
on
I
Wednesday,
thought you
so.
said it was. I couldn't hear you down there.
So if Tuesday's not good for you and it's not for him and we don't really know Mr. Butler's schedule and he's the one requesting it,
So may need to wait until April 1st and
well,
he comes back. I guess, I don't know.
well, I tell you what, since he's the one wanting to do it and we really haven't been able to find out exactly what his request was, we could go ahead and just make it, the 8th. We'll just look at it, but we can officially make it the next meeting. At the request of the council, we'll put this on the agenda for the next meeting, and we'll try to do it the second week of, possibly of April.
That'll be good.
Okay? All right, so workshop is put off. Executive session,
I'm sorry, I know you had said 6 o'clock for the Navy band thing,
yes, ma'am.
but I have it as 7. So, the ticket said 7, be there 15 minutes early.
Okay.
So I don't,
I got Morgan to call because I wasn't sure.
yeah,
She told me 6, but I can double check.
okay.
Actually, that's the reason I had her check yesterday, because one of the Facebook posts said 5, and then I'd had 6, and then somebody else had called saying 7.
And
So-
then we'll feed them at 4, so I was very confused.
Okay, okay, that's okay. I'm sorry to have interrupted. I just
Yeah,
didn't,
no
in case
problem. I
anybody
mean,
was
we need to straighten
listening.
it out. I
I
appreciate you
didn't-
bringing it up.
Okay, sorry about that.
No problem.
Do we needed a motion to
But
move
we
to
have to do it with
executive
executive
session?
session. We're going to have to do a roll call, and especially since it wasn't on the agenda. And this was kind of a late add-on from yesterday. So I don't think it would need, it's 7:01. I would say 15, 20 minutes at the most. Think that would be adequate, Jay? Can I get a motion to go into executive session regarding a legal matter for approximately 20 minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Reese, seconded by Mr. Skelton, that we go into executive session for approximately 20 minutes to discuss a possible legal matter. Roll call vote.
Councilmember Little,
Yes.
Councilmember Butler, Councilmember Skelton,
Yes.
Councilmember Reese.
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips.
Yes.
Mayor Barlow.
Yes. Please let the record reflect all voted in favor of it. We will be in executive session for approximately 20 minutes. Thank you all for coming. Jeff, thank you. It was good seeing you. We'll be back in a few minutes. I don't really see any reason Time is 7:22. We were back there almost exactly 20 minutes, so we held to our word. Is there any other business come before the council? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion made and second, we adjourn. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for attending.